hope your 2026 is to a good start. If you're returning, hey sis, you know I love you guys. If it's your first time here, hello, my name is Marina, but everyone calls me Mo on the internet. So I wanted to do a sit down for my first video of the year. This is our first 2026 video. I wanted to have a different conversation with you guys, a better conversation with you guys, and I'll have my hand full because this is a more relaxing discussion. I wanted to go over my 2025 in a different ways. As you saw the title, a lot of things did not go well. A lot of goals wasn't met. Overall, 2025 was a survival year, but I also see it as a year that I planted a lot of seeds, in my opinion. And I can see some of those seeds are already manifesting or like flourishing in 2026. So I just wanted to go over some of the goals that I have for 2026, 2025 that didn't grow at all, I didn't do. I don't even know how to describe this. Some of the goals that I did not achieve, and I'm not gonna call it a failure, but more so some of the goals that I just planted seeds, I guess, and I'm hoping that it will grow in the new year. It will like in this 2026. Although I planted those seeds, I'm praying that in 2026 those seeds starts to flourish. I hope that makes sense. Let's get into the video. First thing, I have my list. First thing first, we're gonna look at my social media goals. So as a creator, we have a lot of pressure on ourselves. I'm going to be very honest with you. We put so much pressure on ourselves to achieve a lot of things. And I'll speak for myself personally. And imposter syndrome is so big. I'm not even gonna lie to you. We go through a lot of imposter syndromes, especially when you see how other people are describing that months, that years, and just how social media is fruitful for them. And then you're like, well, that isn't how it's going for me. So what am I doing wrong? You know what I mean? So I wanted you to just see me and how my 2025 was. So I had social media goals. So I have like four of them. So we're gonna go through like three, four different things, and all of them have some subtitles under them. So for 2025, one of my social media goals was to reach 10K subscribers on YouTube, and that did not happen. I didn't even get to 50% of that. In fact, I came into 2025 with about 2,000 subscribers, and I left 2025 with 3,100 or 300 subscribers. But I spent majority of 2025 at 2,700 followers. I don't know what happened in that space. I was just stuck. And I decided to start posting twice a week. That's what you guys saw. I started posting twice a week. And that helped a little. It brought me up to 3,100. I had quite a few, like couple of videos that had more views. I don't want to call it viral because viral moments are like over 1,000 views, but I had a couple of videos that went above my normal viewing average rate. So normally my videos are around under 1,000 views, but these videos went above that. I had a video that did 7,000. None of them hit 10K, right? So I had to look at things differently. What am I doing wrong, or what am I not doing right as a creator that I'm not reaching these goals that I set for myself? Because when you listen to people who consider themselves expert in growth on social media or YouTube specifically, they tell you post twice a day. This is a window to post. This is when to do this. And I'm like, but I did all of that. Twice a week. I'm sorry, post twice a week. I did all of that, right? I had some people who told me to post 3 times a week. I'm a mom. I have a business, and I don't know if I can commit to 3 times a week. Even posting twice a week is stretching myself to the max. And the other thing I have to be honest here is in 2024, I was pretty much off YouTube. I was posting. It was once a week. I think I was posting twice a month, if I'm not mistaken. So every other week I posted one video. I did that to keep me on the algorithm while I was pregnant with my daughter at the time. So when I was doing my analytics and going through things, I feel like that was the contributing factor to why I was sitting at 2,700 subscribers for the longest in 2025. So 2024 roll over into 2025. This is just me thinking out loud. So I think because I wasn't posting as much as I did in 2023 and then when it got to 2024, I think I went to twice a month or once a month, that the algorithm was like, oh, she's not serious. So when I came back to being serious, it just didn't take me seriously. I could be wrong, but that's just what it is. And I'm still working, I'm still posting, I'm still doing everything I should. But that was one goal that I didn't reach in 2025 that really stinks. It hit really hard because I was like, I'm putting in all this work. What am I doing wrong? What can I do to fix it? Another goal of 2026 that I didn't reach, in fact, I lost so much, was to reach 60,000 followers on Instagram. And in 2023, I was at 50,300 followers. And I lost so many followers and I had so many ghosted followers. I think my account was shadow banned. I could be wrong, but I think that's what happened. And since then, I haven't grown. I keep losing followers, even though people follow me. Like, I have in a day, I know like I'll get over 10 followers, but then when I look at my following count, it's down 20. So I gained 10 and I lost 20. So I started 2025 at 50,000 followers and I ended 2025 at 49,600 followers. So I lost over 400 followers on Instagram. How do I fix that? I don't know. I don't know. I post it twice a day. I post the content and I asked my friends, maybe this is where I need to invest into a strategist to just look at my content and tell me what am I not doing right that they can tell me to do correctly. Because I looked at my content and I feel like I'm doing okay. I use good camera. I post twice a day. I post content that I will consume, but does that mean that's something someone else will consume? But then I get comment like, hey, where have you been? I haven't seen your content in months. And I remember another girl reached out to me saying she haven't seen my content in a whole year. So I know I'm shallow banned for a fact, for sure, in that direction. But it's like, and also to grow on social media is hard these days. I never wanted to believe that saying, but I just feel like it's not my time. I guess it's not my turn to grow. But then on the flip side of this, I get to work with my dream brands that was on my wish list for 2025. Even though I'm not growing audience wise here on YouTube, on Instagram, I still got to work with my dream brands. I still got to work with Walmart. I got on the Macy's what's the thing? Macy's style crew list. I got like a lot of incredible emails and it got invited to Fashion Week and stuff like that. I did get a lot of incredible opportunities in 2025, even though my social media has not grown in over 2 years. Since 2023, my growth has just stopped, like muted. And it's, again, that is a factor, but that doesn't also change the fact that I got to work with some brands that I wanted to. The third thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, that a goal that I didn't reach at all in 2025, was to reach 20K followers on TikTok. That didn't happen. I don't know why. In fact, I lost more followers on TikTok as well. So again, I started an algorithm. I follow all the little tricks. I post twice a day. I engage, I comment, I save, I share. It's just stagnant, like it doesn't move. So as a creator, these things are very discouraging. I'm not going to sit here and pretend as though it's not discouraging. It is because you're putting time, resources, finances, you're putting in everything you can, and you're not seeing the fruit of your labor. You get disappointed, but this is not a beat down myself kind of video. It's not. It's just being transparent with you guys. As a creator, we often share the highlights. We don't share the downsides of things. And some people do. And I want to be one of those people that share both the good and the bad, right? Because at the end of the day, it happened. It's factual things that happened to us. The next thing I wanted to talk about was reaching 1,000 subscribers on my email as well, on my email list. That didn't happen. I have been stuck at 600 subscribers to my emails for over 3 years. I don't know why people just stop subscribing. People read the blog because I see the analytics. I see people on the blog and the people send me notes, those that are subscribed to the email, but the subscriber didn't work. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So if you're a social media strategist and you're watching this video and you know how to fix some of these things that I'm talking about, please let me know, because I would love, love, love to understand what I'm doing wrong, what I can do correctly to fix some of these stuff I caught up. The other thing I didn't achieved in 2025, and this is very transparent. So I put a goal down for a budget to reach um, in partnership, in affiliate links, and UGC content. I said in Q4, I was hoping to get this amount, which is $10,000, and I didn't get that. In fact, I only made 30% of that. And as a creator, it gets discouraging again because you're posting, you're doing everything, you're spending, and you're not reaching these goals. But that's the journey, right? That's the part, one second. That's the part about being a creator. Things don't always turn out the way you want it to be. You listen to other creators on the internet talk about that 10 figures and so budget the May, 6 figures the May in a year. I'm not pocket watching. Please don't see it as that. It's just that you hear these things and you're like, what am I doing wrong? Right? But then again, people as just as quiet as me on the internet, and there are people who as loud, and there's a difference between that, right? So that goal I didn't reach. Okay. So those are my social media goals that I didn't achieve at all. And I'm like, okay, this is my first time doing such video. And I'm actually really proud of myself to sit down and talk about these things, because normally, again, I am one of those people who would just summarize it. I just focus on the good, and which is the right thing to do. But it's also okay because we have creators that look up to us as me as well. I might not be a big creator, but there's someone who is much smaller than me looking at my content for inspiration. I want you to know the grass is not always greener on the other side. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is that was goal one, social media with a whole bunch of babies on them. Goal two was just personal, which is to lose some of the baby weight. So if you don't know this, I had a daughter 2 years ago, and snapback culture will get you in a chokehold. So I was on GLP-1 medication, and that medication impacted my cholesterol level, if I'm not mistaken, and I had to get off of it for 3 months to um just to make sure things go back to normal. And that 3 months ended up being 6 months. I just didn't go back on it because we considering having another baby. So I spoke to my doctor. He was like, if you want to have another baby, you have to stay off of it completely till you have the baby. So from June till now, I've gained 10 pounds since, not even 10 pounds, more than that, because I've gained about 20 pounds since I got off of it. Because when I delivered my baby, I was 230 pounds. When I got on the GLP medication, I was on it from December of 2024 till June of 2025. I came from 230 to 202. So that's about 28 pounds I lost. Now, from June of last year to January, which is like, what, 6 months or so, I've gained back. I went back up to 222. So I've gained about, what, 20-ish pounds since I got off of it, which is a lot, right? And I don't know what to do about that. I know what to do. I need to exercise. I need to eat right. I need to lose the weight. But I'm like, okay, but I want to have another baby. If I lose all of this weight and then have a baby and gain everything back, it's just waste of money and time. So advise me and stuff, because I don't like what I see when I look in the mirror. I started walking, I started doing this. So, but I'm in this era where I want to have my children now and be done. So how do I go about doing that? I mean, this is such a deep conversation today. I know probably 20 people will watch this. I hope you understand. I'm being transparent. Last but not least is friendships. So this is also personal. In 2025, I came to the realization that you cannot please people, right? And I've always known this, but I think it just hit me on a different level. So you have to understand, when it comes to relationship and friendships, just how in relationships you can be a third wheeler, in friendships, you can be a third wheeler. And that's something hurt more than people ever talks about in friendship, where you think you're part of the clique, you think you're part of this conversation, but in all reality, you actually not. And then you find out and it hits you really, really, really hard. And that's something that I went through in 2025. I was dealing with postpartum a lot. There was days where I just lied down. I didn't do anything. And I have an incredible husband who helped me through my postpartum journey. At first, he didn't understand what it was, but then we had a conversation about it, and he got to understood what postpartum was, and he did his own research and learned, and he was able to support me really good, and I appreciate him for that. But in the trenches of postpartum, and people that I consider as friends, people who I thought was in my inner circle and was not as I expected to be. I think that's something that hit me really hard than I actually thought. And now that I'm having this conversation, I'm like, damn. I'm like, oh, this is not good. That was not good. So in my true fashion, when something don't go my way, I step away. Or when something don't work out for me, I step aside. It's not like I'm running away. At one point I told myself, you always run away from things. But I've come to the realization that I'm not running. I'm just giving space to the other people to decide. Because at my big age of 35, I'm gonna be 36 in August. I cannot be a third wheeler in a friendship. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I cannot be missing the inside jokes. What are we, 12? I'm a mom, for heaven's sake. So losing friendships in 2025 was really hard for me, but it's also given me the opportunity to value the ones that are truly, truly there for me. So social media, I had a lot of, um, there's a quote that I took from a colleague, and says that failure is a experience for your journey. So you didn't fail, you just gain experience to use in the next phase. So I have a lot of experiences for 2025 goals that I didn't meet. And the prayer is that in 2026, I will be intentional using those experiences to grow. So that's the plan. So that was my 2025. I know I said a lot. I know it's a handful and I know it's a mouthful. But normally I often start the year off with giving you guys how am I gonna do this year? What happened? Da 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 da. I chose not to do it anymore. Who knows? Next year we might do something different. This year, I wanted to show you all of the goals that I had that I didn't achieve and how that made me feel. All right. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I hope you enjoyed this. This is not my normal video. If this is your first time here, I promise you I do better video than this. But I hope you stick around to see everything I do. I will see you in my next vlog. God bless you and bye.